Get ready for X-Out, fuckers.
Yeah, so hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video, and for this one it is X-Out. I don't care what anyone else says about the title, I say it's X-Out. This isn't some pretentious load of bollocks like an Ed Sheeran album. You put a letter X there, or a cross. Yeah, it's X. It's not cross, it's not multiply or any of that fucking bollocks. It's X. Anyway, so this was released in 1989 by Rainbow Arts, and this is a game that I've actually been putting off reviewing for a little while. Not because I don't like it, I actually think it's a fucking decent game. But, well, for one thing, it fucking kills my arm playing this, the fire button. I'm having to hit it at a frantic rolling rate. The other is that I'm not overly keen on reviewing, say, Commodore 64 versions of Amiga games that I've already covered. Likewise, I'm not keen on doing Amiga versions of Commodore 64 games that I've already covered. And I did the review of the Amiga version of X-Out fucking ages ago. But nevertheless, here we are. So I've already forgotten if I said about when it was released and all that, so well, you can clearly see, released by Rainbow Arts in 1989, which I think is actually a bit earlier than the Amiga version. Anyway, the Amiga version, the music was by Chris Hillsbeck. This version isn't. I can't remember who it is who did it. I mean, it says sound by Fame, but I can't remember who the actual bloke is. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me. Though, if I'm asking for that, you know, that's all I'm asking for. I don't want to know what this game was called in America. I couldn't give a flying fuck what the game was called in America. I'm not from America. I didn't live in America at the time, and I don't live there now. You know, American titles. Right, so, well, the first thing that surprised me about this game is the fact that it has the same intro sequence as the Amiga version. And what really surprised me is the fact that I think this version here on Commodore 64 is better than the Amiga version. When you see the part of the gates opening and the submarine coming out, it looks like it's underwater. The Amiga version doesn't. So yeah, I'm more impressed with this than I am with the Amiga version, which is means this has got off to quite a good start. Anyway, let's get a game underway. Now this game does have quite a hefty multi-load. To be fair, the Amiga version had a hefty multi-load as well. But with this review, I've made the multi-load look far less intrusive than it actually is. On the cassette version, it's horrific. I don't know about the disc version. I couldn't find a disc image that worked until I managed to get hold of this one. So anyway, here we are in the shop. Now if you've seen the Amiga version, you'll know how this works. But you'll notice one of the differences between the Commodore 64 version and the Amiga is that you start with a score of 15,000 here. In the Amiga version you only have 12,000. So this is actually your score. So you actually spend your score in order to buy your various ships or whatever. So you got a choice of 4 ships. So this one is, yeah, this one's 3,000, and then the next one, this one's 4,000, this one's 5, this one's 6. For the first level I just get the 1. Now I always like to have the 3-way fire, which is particularly useful against the boss on this level. And I also like to have these things placed here. This is another difference between the Commodore 64 version and the Amiga version. With the Amiga version, you had to pick up the, I guess they're like options in Nemesis. Then, if you wanted to do wanted them to do something specific, you then had to select the movement before you then put it into you attach it to your ship. Now, on the first level, this is quite enough. But as I also showed on the Amiga version, if this is all you get, then you only get one life. You've got to buy a second ship to have a second life. So I'll build a second ship, which was the mistake I made in the Amiga version. I didn't build any, but I'll give it exactly the same loadout as the first life. So I've only got 200 left, so let's get a game underway. And hopefully I can get to the end of the first level. So see here again, something that should be far more prevalent than it is in multi-load Commodore 64 games. Once the level's loaded, it asks you, or it waits for you to press fire to start. It doesn't just throw you straight in. Why that is not a standard feature of multi-load games, I will never know. Anyway, here we go. Now, carry on with the comparisons with the Amiga version. In here you'll see that your energy bar does not go all the way to the end of the actual screen. Why, I don't know. I can only assume you can get extra energy somewhere, but I have no idea where. And if you get a stronger ship later on, the energy bar still is in that same place. So here we go then, it's a scrolling shoot 'em up, horizontal, but the screen will also scroll vertically. Ignore that glitch on the score build there. That's a glitch with my disk image that I've got for the emulator. That does not happen in the original game. Right, so we've reached the halfway boss. So you shoot this thing. On the Amiga version, someone is actually sitting on the back of it riding it. I've really fucked up there. Can't believe I lost a life here. I have a feeling this means I'm not going to make it to the end of level 1 boss. So you shoot this fucker when he's on his way down. You'll notice there's like a shield around him when he's on his way up. So you have to wait for him to make his way down. The shield stays there until he's in line with your ship. So anyway, here we go. So I'm taking a shitload of damage here. I'm really not doing well at all. This is one of my worst goes for a long time. Flying into every fucking shot that's heading my way. Oh, my fucking arm is killing me. I'm really not a great shoot-em-up player. It just fucking kills me all the time. Oh, that was close. There we go then. So here we are at the boss of level 1. The 64 version is a lot easier than the Amiga version. On the 64 you only have one of these like tube things at the top, and then providing you don't mistime it like I did, you then find a hiding place up there and just keep firing away and destroying the head. So that was what is technically known as a total fucking bollocks up. So let's go back to well, let's just head straight back to the shop and try that again, because that was shit. Right, so I do like having the these multiple things quite a way out in front of me, so I put them as far ahead as I can. I dread to think what I'm going to be like on this second go. My arm is fucking killing me, and yet I'm now about to play it a second consecutive time. Anyway, so I have the exact same loadout on both ships because it did so well for me that last go. Here we go. Times like these, I wish I did have the version with the really long multi-loader. Right, here we are. So let's get the review underway. Graphics, okay, the graphics are not as good as the Amiga version. But there is something here that the Amiga version did not have. This has parallax scrolling in the background. I cannot believe the number of shoot-em-ups on the Amiga that do not have parallax scrolling, and yet the Commodore 64 versions do. R-Type springs to mind, and now we've got it again here. Surely it's not that difficult to do on the Amiga. They can do it on the Commodore 64. Surely not, it's not asking too much for an Amiga to do it as well, but it would appear so. So here we go. In fact, I think the graphics in this game are pretty good. The only things that I think look a bit shit are all of the shots, whether it's the shots from your ship or the shots from enemy, particularly the missile-like shots that are fired. But then your missiles look just as weedy and pathetic. So I mean, it doesn't look terrible at all. I think graphically it is good, but some aspects of it are a bit, not so fantastic, shall we say. But we're talking like, very minor sort of negative points here. The game itself, for the most part, does look great. Music-wise, it's not Chris Hülsbeck doing the music this time, but he's doing some pretty good renditions of the Chris Hülsbeck soundtrack of the Amiga version. I mean, I'm saying that as if, the Amiga version came first, but looking at the dates, I really am not sure if that is the case. I'm sure the Amiga version came out in 1990, and this has 1989 as its release date. So, yeah. Oh well. Fucking hell, my arm is fucking hurting like mad. I've got to be careful because you run into any of the background stuff here, and it doesn't matter what your energy bar's at, you will be destroyed straight away. Fucking hell, that was close, and there we go. Fucked it up both times, you fucking prick. I got right to the fucking boss, no problem, and then, oh Jesus, fucking what a cunt. Looks like something has fucked up here with the emulator, because, okay, it's not like a firing or anything, but it was. Okay. Well, I was going to start another game anyway. This is going to fucking kill me, this go, because, I've had 2 consecutive goes. I can already feel the adrenaline surge going through my arm. I don't like it, because it's telling me to... Oh, shoot-em-ups are not designed for fucking fat, unfit cunts like me. Right, here we go again. Attempt 3. Well, I've already done the review of the graphics and sound, so this is just basically me playing this fucking thing, determined to actually get the end of level 1 for once. And I've done the Amiga version, I couldn't get past the fucking boss there, and now here I am on the Commodore 64 version, I can't even get the fucking boss. And now something's making my eyes water, and I can't fucking see what I'm doing. Yeah, there goes one of the missiles that I say I don't think look all that impressive on the Commodore 64 version. They look better on the Amiga version. I mean, that said, they don't exactly look fantastic on the Amiga version, but they do look better than they do here. Oh, God. Well, the thing is, around this time, you know, most of us who remember this game are all in our teenagers. For some strange reason, as teenagers, our right arms were able to put up with a lot more punishment than this. That said, I'm using my left arm to fire here. I'm sure some of you are left-handed. Don't you even think about denying, you know what I'm talking about. Thankfully his fucking missiles just take off damage from your like energy meter. They don't just destroy you outright. He can't take it, he can't have that many more hits to go. So you can see on my score, I've already scored more than I started with, you know, the 15,000. There we go, right, so I've made it to the fucking boss without losing a life. Not only that, I haven't taken that many hits either. So this is the area you have to hide in, but at the moment I haven't destroyed the that tube part yet. There we go, right. I'll use the other arm for this part, because all I do now is stay here. I freely admit I did not know anything about this until I saw the Game Seat review of this game. I have no idea if this works on the Amiga version or not. I've not tried it. I haven't played the Amiga version since I did the review. I may have to give it a go. So this does seem to take an awful long time, but you know, like I say, my arm's fucking killing me, so I'm giving it a rest. Like that. But what I can do next, once I've dealt with this fucker, is sell the ships and the upgrades that I've got and buy 2 of the best ships in the game, which are stronger. They can take more hits. They also, I think, they fire a bit faster. I think. Don't quote me on that. We'll soon find out anyway. Oh, come on, how long does this fucker take? I know it doesn't normally take this fucking long. He must be close to going down now. At last. Alright, so there you go. Level 1 done. So you get a bonus for completing that. So I now have 39,000, which I can increase when by you know, emptying all of this. There we go. 48. And yeah, 50,800. That's the best I've ever had, I think. 53,800. So we'll get the strongest ship here. We'll give him the 3-way of the most powerful shot. Give him the 4 one of those. We'll also give him a homing missile. Right, now before I decide what else to do, I'll get a second life with the, well, a similar loadout anyway. that's it, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Right, and then I shall give this one. Have I got enough for that? Yes, I do. I've got enough for that one on both, so we'll do that. Hold down the fire button to use any of these. So I now have 16,000. Well, this next level I'm about to head to is fucking difficult. I'm tempted to give myself a second life. A third life rather, but no I won't. In fact, I can't think of what else to do, so fuck it, we'll just go like this. No I won't, I'll get one more. Right, along the horizontal, going around there. I can easily fit that on both. So, right, that one there. Right, 1100. Can I then get... No, I can't afford another one. Either that or it doesn't let me have more than 2. Alright, there we go. So 11,000. That's that ship done. Both ships are the same. Let's check out level 2. Now, the unfortunate thing is that visually, level 2 does look somewhat similar to level 1. Here we go. There we go. Hold down fire button to use the, there you go, the super shot, which to be honest doesn't look very good. The Amiga version looks much better. And you'll see there is quite a bit of slowdown going on. As I now desperately try and get in here, and I have to time this right. There we go. That's something I can't always do. I don't play R-Type often enough. I can't really tell you a great deal about level 2 because, like I say, I don't get here very often. But I do think I've gone the wrong way. Yeah, I've chosen the most difficult way and already lost a life as a result. Fucking hell. Right, one more hit of any kind and that's me dead. So yeah, I'm doing really shit here. I think I've made it to the midway boss. There we go. I'm not going to last it past this combo. Okay, right, this is the furthest I've ever got then. Which is not very impressive, but that is the case. I think I've got to go down. So anyway, carrying on with the review then, I've already done graphics and audio. So what about the gameplay? Oh, the gameplay is fantastic. It's not an easy shoot 'em up, but progress is possible, as I am demonstrating, because I do not claim to be a great shoot 'em up player of any kind. I'm pretty hopeless at them, but I'm making progress here. But that does not make the game easy, as my previous 2 goes I think have demonstrated. I am more than capable of fucking it up. And speaking of fucking up, that's me dead. That is game over. So I will give this 8.5 out of 10. It may not be, a standout shoot 'em up game, not least because there are a fucking plethora of shoot 'em ups on the Commodore 64. You can't fucking move for them. So games do need to rather stand out if they're going to, sell over any other shoot 'em ups, especially horizontal scrolling shoot 'em ups. But despite the fact that this one really doesn't stand out, I do think it is really good. And I do like the quite novel idea of outfitting your ship. And the way you spend your score in order to outfit it. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for this one. I think it's every bit as good as the Amiga version. So graphically, I think it's a bit better than the Amiga version insofar as it actually has parallax scrolling. But all of your shots and your missiles and all that, they're not as impressive as the Amiga one, so graphically they sort of balance each other out. But it's every bit as enjoyable to play as the Amiga version. So yeah, you can't really argue with that. So 8.5 out of 10 for X Out. That brings this review to an end, and we will see you at the next one.